Welcome back to the CryptoWorld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now the price of Bitcoin has just confirmed the first 3-day bullish divergence that we've seen since the middle of last year. We're also seeing a brand new Ethereum pattern form right now that we need to pay attention to, and the Bitcoin dominance is running into an important level of support, which I'll talk about later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, just giving you a quick update on the US stock market. This right here is the Nasdaq 100 index on the daily time frame, and obviously, as you can see here, over the past one day, we've seen more bullish price action across the US stock market. And obviously, if you've been watching my videos over the past few days, you'll know that all of this bullish price action that we've seen over the last few days has come just after the Nasdaq 100 index ran into the golden pocket level of support, which usually acts as a reversal signal. And if you want to know more information about that, check out my last few videos that I've made over the last 2 to 3 days. But basically, this is a bullish signal getting a bounce from the golden pocket level of support. And when the stock market is bullish, because stocks and crypto are heavily correlated, that usually means we're due to see more bullish price action for crypto. And obviously, that's been the case over the past few days while the stock market has been playing out this bullish price action. Because taking a look at the daily Bitcoin chart, we can clearly see over the last few days, we've seen a lot of bullish price action. And once again, if you watched my update videos over the past few days, you'll know that this is also happening after we saw a bullish divergence on the daily time frame. And of course, the Bitcoin price ran into this important range of support, which is sitting at around 18,500 up towards 19,000. But what we've seen over the past one day is a confirmed bullish cross in the daily Bitcoin MACD, now with one daily candle close confirming the bullish cross. And if you're simply looking at the last time where we saw the daily MACD go from a large area of red showing a lot of bearish momentum into a bullish crossover, that was during the second half of June, and over the next 1.5 months we saw a lot more bullish price action. Now obviously that's just one example, and just because that happened last time, it doesn't mean we're going to see another exact 1.5 months worth of bullish price action. But what the bullish cross does mean is it's simply another bullish signal telling us that we have more bullish confluence at the moment on the daily time frame, which means we should expect potentially more bullish price action in the coming weeks. And obviously that's not going to go straight to the upside or anything like that. So if we see a dump back to the downside, that doesn't necessarily invalidate these bullish signals, because just like how the Bitcoin price can experience bounces during a downtrend, the price can also experience pullbacks within an uptrend. And now zooming out to the 3-day Bitcoin chart, and what we've seen over the past one day is a 3-day candle close, which now actually confirms this 3-day bullish divergence. And that is the first bullish divergence that we've seen on the 3-day Bitcoin chart since the middle of last year. And in case there's anyone new to this, a bullish divergence is basically when we see lower lows in the price action but higher lows in the RSI, and that tells us that we're due to see reduced bearish momentum, which sometimes means more choppy sideways price action and can sometimes result in a trend reversal from a downtrend into an uptrend. But either way, whether the price of Bitcoin just chops around in a sideways price range or whether the price of Bitcoin performs some sort of bullish reversal, this massive bullish divergence on the 3-day chart is just telling us that the sellers are beginning to lose momentum, which basically means I'm not exactly expecting this sort of price action anytime soon. And as always, it is important to understand that this is on a larger time frame, so this is talking about the larger moves in the market, not the short-term moves. So just because we have a bullish divergence on the 3-day time frame, that doesn't mean that we're going to go to the upside over the next couple of days, for example, because generally speaking, these sort of signals on the 3-day chart, for example, play out over at least multiple weeks, if not multiple months. But anyway, zooming into the shorter term, taking a look at the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, this is the type of chart that we need to look at if we're wanting to know what the Bitcoin price might be doing over the next few days, for example. And right now, if we're looking at the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI, it's actually well into overbought territories, which tells us in the immediate short term, the Bitcoin price is starting to get a little bit too overheated. And so due to this signal, we should soon see some sort of short-term cool-off in the Bitcoin price, potentially in the next few days, in order to help reset the RSI back down towards neutral levels. And that can happen when the Bitcoin price is either trading sideways or experiencing a slight pullback just in the short term, potentially in the coming days, maybe over the weekend, for example. And as for resistance levels to pay attention to for Bitcoin in the short term, we have the 50% retracement level sitting at around 21.8k, which could be acting as some resistance for the price of Bitcoin. And anything above that level, we have the golden pocket level of resistance sitting at around 22.7 to 22.8k. And then anything above that, we have the 78.6% Fibonacci level, which is sitting at around 23.7k. And then above that, the local high at around 25,000. But considering the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI is currently in overbought territories, once again, it is unrealistic to expect the price of Bitcoin to just break through all of this resistance all in one go. And instead, if that actually happens, it's more likely that between now and the break of some of these levels, the price of Bitcoin will experience some sort of cool off, whether that's a consolidation and then a break, or a bit of a pullback and then a break. But for now, apart from the fact that we're due to see a bit of a short-term cool off on the slightly larger timeframes, like the daily chart, for example, we are looking more bullish than bearish at the moment based on multiple patterns and indicators. But anyway, getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this right here is the daily Ethereum chart, and obviously we are still playing out the breakout from this falling wedge pattern, which is also a bullish pattern. And the first technical price target for this pattern is sitting just above $1,800, more specifically around $1,830 to $1,840. And then if the price of Ethereum breaks above that level, the full technical price target for a falling wedge pattern is at the top of the wedge, which is sitting at around $2,000 for Ethereum. But if you're zooming further out on the daily Ethereum chart, what we're potentially seeing right now is the formation phase for a potential cup and handle pattern, which is a bullish pattern as well. But I want to make it clear that at least as of right now, while this pattern is still forming, this is not an active pattern. This pattern has not confirmed, because for this pattern to actually confirm and activate the price target to the upside, we need to see the price of Ethereum come up towards this horizontal line of resistance, which is sitting at around 2,000. And then we need to see a confirmed breakout above 2,000 in order to set up the technical price target for this pattern. But just for now, while this pattern is potentially forming, it's at least one to be aware of and one to get ready for if we do end up seeing a break above 2,000. But zooming into the shorter term for Ethereum, taking a look at the 4-hour Ethereum chart, and what we're seeing at the moment in the 4-hour Ethereum RSI is not too different from the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI. We're pretty much at overbought territories, but not as overbought as Bitcoin. So this basically means something similar for Ethereum in the short term as well, basically telling us that we're due to see potentially a bit of a short-term cool-off for Ethereum to help reset the RSI in the short term. So perhaps over the weekend, for example, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a bit of a consolidation or a bit of a pullback for Ethereum just in the short term. And as of recording this video, the price of Ethereum is running into this resistance, which is sitting at around 1730 approximately, which is the 50% retracement level. And that's also pretty close to this previous high, which obviously acted as resistance back then towards the end of August. And anything above this level, we of course have the golden pocket level of resistance, which is sitting at around 1.8k. But like I said earlier on the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, it is unrealistic to expect the price of Ethereum to just continue breaking through all of this resistance, especially the golden pocket, without first seeing potentially a bit of a cool off, a bit of a reset in the RSI, which could give us some more room to the upside later on. Because for example, if the price of Ethereum does not experience any sort of cool off in the short term and we just continue almost straight to the upside like this, then it's very unlikely that the breakout above the golden pocket in that example would be a successful breakout. Because if we see something like that, then at that stage, the RSI would be extremely overbought on the 4-hour time frame, telling us that we're definitely due to see a cool off at that stage. And generally speaking, the higher they pump, the further they fall, unless of course we see cool offs along the way, which is a sign of a healthy uptrend. And now taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart on the weekly time frame. In case you're new to all of this, the Bitcoin dominance basically tells us how much money is sitting in Bitcoin compared to the rest of the market. So for example, right now it's at just above 40%, which means a little over 40% of the total crypto market cap is allocated to Bitcoin. And obviously, as you can see here, pretty much since the first half of June, the Bitcoin dominance has been declining, which basically means that the price of Bitcoin has actually been underperforming the rest of the crypto market on average. So basically, since June, the altcoin market on average has actually been outperforming Bitcoin. And of course, there's always exceptions to the rule. There's always going to be some altcoins doing better than others. But this is just talking about the broad altcoin market on average. But anyway, what we are seeing right now is actually a decent bounce in the Bitcoin dominance on the weekly time frame from this historic range of support, which has really been acting as support for over a year now, ever since this low low that we saw back in May 2021. And since then, basically every time where the Bitcoin dominance has come back down to these sort of levels, we've ended up seeing a decent bounce in the Bitcoin dominance, which basically means during that stage, Bitcoin is outperforming the altcoin market on average. And these levels of support and resistance, by the way, are sitting at around 39% as the support and around 48% dominance as the resistance. And so this is definitely something to think about because, of course, if we do end up simply repeating history and end up seeing a rise in Bitcoin dominance after hitting this important support, then in that scenario, just by holding Bitcoin, you'd probably do better than the majority of altcoin holders. But whether or not the crypto market is going up, down, or just chopping around sideways, either way you can make money in crypto if you watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. Because the video in the top left of your screen shows you how to make money if the price is going either up or down, and the video in the bottom left of your screen shows you how to make money if the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.